being a Jedi. Because this is what Jedis do. Discount Jedis in their bathrobes. What's up, my know-it-alls? It's that time again. It's Wednesday morning, crazy crack of dawn early. And by the way, this is the second time we're doing the show. All right, so what?
Did you press that this time?
It's red. It's glowing. It's groaning.
Okay, good.
I pressed this last time. I didn't press this last time. So now I get the mic. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Part 6. Let's go. It's the final episode. Season? It says series. I think they're a bunch of crap.
I think we're going to get more.
It's season finale of Obi-Wan. And it was episode 6. Mm-hmm. And then we got a whole bunch of the stuff. We get out the gates. You get a really great Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader duel. So you get all the things you wanted.
Yeah.
There's a plot where Reva is pursuing what she has found out about, which is an important child on Tatooine. And so you get to see Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen kind of kicking butt and being defenders, and it's pretty great. And then, and of course, once you get that final battle with them, you get to see this nice little coda with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Leia.
Yeah.
So, thoughts? This episode, I liked it. What did you think?
I liked it too. I was a little nervous if you recall, coming into it because I was
That's right.
okay with last week, but.
Yeah, the show had some ground to make up with you.
Yeah, it really did.
I love that so much. Go ahead.
No, it was a good episode. I liked the ending.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it can end.
Yeah.
Or we can get more stories.
They did leave it pretty open-ended.
They did. And not just with Obi-Wan, but I kind of feel like maybe we can go on a journey with Reva. I feel like we can...
Sure.
Or if they just focus more on, like, what Ben does
It's
for
funny you say
Luke.
that, because I was thinking actually something very similar,
Mm-hmm.
which is that you could totally give Reva a thing where she becomes some kind of a, outer rim Jedi defender person, whatever. Maybe even dealing with former Inquisitors. I mean, you can have the Grand High Inquisitor.
That's good, too. Yeah, I didn't think about that either. Yeah. That she could totally, yeah.
Well, and speaking from a canon place, Rebels technically is the next thing in line.
Okay.
Because the Grand High Inquisitors in Rebels and whatnot. So storyline wise, there's a lot of story to be had there, and you can totally see. I can see it anyway. So, but yeah, I liked it. I liked the storyline between when you see Obi-Wan and he leaves the he leaves the ship. Mm-hmm. I really liked how he's having this conversation. So everyone's having this conversation with the other people who are there, and you find out they got to fix the hyperdrive in order to get it to work, and they're being pursued. And that scene was epic. It felt like a movie.
Yeah.
You see the Star Destroyer, boom, come shooting into the image, and it's just like
A New Hope. Yeah.
And there's like laser fire everywhere, and the whole thing, and so Obi-Wan's trying to be Obi-Wan, and what I liked was we're still close enough to the Republic that everybody on the ship is like, no, what are you doing? You can't give yourself up. Like they don't want to see this Jedi sacrifice himself.
Because that's what they've done for most of the time now.
That's
since,
right.
Yeah, is they that's what their job was. That's what they volunteered to do and I like the way Obi-Wan said, no, you've done this. Let me do this part now.
Yeah. No, it was good. I liked it. And then you get the duel. And the duel was so amazing.
10 minutes in.
Dude, it was so amazing. So I didn't think we were going to get a full-on, flat-out duel, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah. You kind of thought maybe we were going to get it because of...
I was hoping we'd get Qui-Gon interrupting whatever fight they were going to have or some sort. And instead, no, you get Qui-Gon, but he's at the very end as kind of a button on the whole thing. And you're like...
But it's okay.
Yeah.
I did like what he said, though.
What'd he say?
He's like, you just weren't ready to see me yet. Or
awesome.
you couldn't see me.
I've always
yet,
been here.
Like
you
that.
just... you
just weren't ready.
I love that. Yeah, it was good. And then... Dude, Reva shows up and you see Beru and Owen, and they're ready. They're ready to defend Luke.
Yeah,
man.
they catch word of someone looking for
That's
Luke, right. And Owen goes straight to Beru and says, "Let's do it. Let's go to our panic room."
No, he says we gotta run.
Yeah, we gotta run.
She's like, no, where are we going? We can't go anywhere. You know, she's handing him a rifle and is like, "Oh, we bought these guns. Let's go." And sure enough, they defend against as best they can, and they're not doing shabby. I think it helps that Reva's injured, but
yeah.
But yeah, dude, and we do get this really cool origin for Uncle Owen's limp.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Reva throws him with the Force, and he hits a thing and flips or whatever. And the minute I saw it, I was like, "That's how he gets the limp." Yeah. And sure enough, he's kind of walking at the very end with the same limp that Owen has in the New Hope. But the fight between Obi-Wan and Vader to me is a better fight than most of the Vader lightsaber battles we've gotten. I feel it wasn't all young and like choreography like A New Hope or not New Hope. I'm sorry, Episode 1 or Episode 3.
Right.
But it was two older men who are essentially, it was two fighters clubbing each other in the street.
Yeah.
But both of them were giving intensely. There wasn't hardly any finesse, but the minute you see him, you see like Obi-Wan like do his thing. I'm like, oh, he's back. He's gonna fight.
The like stance.
Yeah, the Obi-Wan stance with the fingers. That was awesome. It was awesome. It was great. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, chef's kiss.
How about the agility that young Darth Vader has?
Bro.
Because you think about New Hope, he walks with determination.
Purpose. Yeah.
I am wise, and I'm going to do this, and I will pinch your throat to death.
Sure. Yeah. No,
and then there's this is the young Vader, and he's like throwing rocks and
dude, and then
rocks. I'm sorry, big huge.
He buries him,
and then buries. Yeah. It was nice to see that they didn't shy away, that they kept him young. They've kept Vader young, because then when we do see, because he's still even looking pretty ambitious in Rogue One towards the end. He still has a lot of like steam in him, but
absolutely steam in him. I love it.
But by the time we get to episode,
but you even hear that so at one point he buries Obi-Wan under these giant like rocks and stuff, and of course Obi-Wan's underneath, and he pushes it all forward. He's all like. It's amazing. It's so great. And you're like, okay. And he goes and he's like fighting. And at one point he's like hurling boulders at Vader. And I mean, Vader's not even like blocking them. He's just kind of covering up, but it's like smashing into him.
Yeah.
So
it is making him kind of go off balance.
Right. And he can't really concentrate enough. And finally, sure enough, they start fighting more, and he hits him in the face and opens up his mask. And you get to see Anakin inside. Scarred,
it was really cool. It was nice, and how about the voice box?
Yeah, so you can hear as he's talking to him through the thing. You hear Anakin, but then underneath it, overlaid with it, is Vader as well, because the voice box is damaged but not like done yet. And so what you see is this really intense moment where they're talking, and it's almost like I feel like deep down inside, Anakin was like, "I'm going to give you this. If you think your actions killed Anakin Skywalker, you're wrong. I did that." Now, from a Sith perspective, that's exactly how it would have to be. Mm-hmm. The new Sith person kills the old person.
Right.
And so, but I love that mentality. And then, sure enough, he says, "See you around, Darth." I mean, he didn't see you around, but you know what I'm saying. He essentially calls him Darth, and he's like, "Okay," which again is a callback to A New Hope when he says, "You're only a master of evil, Darth." And so it's I believe this, and this gives a lot more light to the line of what is from a certain point of view.
Yes.
You know, where he's like, you know, he goes, well, it depends if, you know, from a certain point of view, this and that. And his point of view is that Vader killed Anakin. It's even what he told Luke.
That's what he told Luke. He's like, well, I knew your father. And
that's right. So
Vader killed him.
And then you get this really great button where he goes back to Tatooine and he sees Luke and he sees Owen, and he's kind of come to the conclusion, okay, listen, I'm going to leave him in your care. He needs you. I can trust because you guys defended
because of
him.
what you just did.
Yeah, you defended him. I can trust that you're going to keep doing that. So I'll be watching from afar. You know what I mean? And he asked, "You want to meet him?" And that's where he gave him that little plane that we see later on.
And we see him going like this.
Yeah. And so it's. Go ahead.
Well, when you say defending him, Luke, being smart, little boy at the age of 10, took off towards like the Rocky Canyon part.
Sure.
And Reva follows him. And Reva, I love what they did with Reva here.
Yeah.
Is they gave Reva could not because she had flashbacks going about when Anakin had come in
Killing younglings.
Killing younglings.
Yeah.
She couldn't do it. She couldn't kill Luke.
Yeah, they should. Like, you literally, they keep showing her flashes of Anakin, and she's in the same kind of pose. You know what I mean? And she, and at one point, they even replace Luke's body with the young black girl who plays young Reva.
Yeah.
So it's like she sings, like, am I becoming Vader killing kids? Is this what I've become? And it's sort of a very sobering moment for her. Mm-hmm. And that's why I was really happy when she comes back carrying young Luke, and she puts him down, and she realizes, and she even says with tears in her eyes, "Is that who I am now? Have I become him?" And he's like, "No, you didn't. You chose differently. You know, you can." And that's why I said I'd love to see where she goes.
Yeah, I'd like to see a spin-off of her. I don't know if we can have a spin-off of her. You probably could. You probably, within canon, I'm sure you could.
Absolutely. Well, because again, it doesn't have to necessarily be. There's a lot of adventures out there happening in the Star Wars universe.
I got to tell you, I was thinking to myself, I thought Reva was going to be done by the Raiders, by the Tusken Raiders.
Really?
I thought she was going to be like, but
that's so funny.
They saved her. I mean, they didn't save her, but they the writers, the writers spared her life, so I can act like I want more Reva.
That's awesome. No, I think Moses Ingram did amazing. And then we get a really cool Emperor cameo.
Yes.
And what's he say? He's like, your
feelings. I think your feelings for your old master are too strong. And
he's like, Obi-Wan means nothing. You're like, really? Is that right?
That's why you want to chase him all the time.
Whole lot of nothing. Anyway, well, that's the other part that made me think we might get a second series. Is he's like, I'm going to chase him down. We'll do this thing. Blah blah blah. And so you get the sense, okay, well maybe Vader's going to keep pursuing him. But then I don't know, whatever. You don't have to have it, but it'd be cool if they did. I didn't think, it's funny, starting the series, I did not think that we would get the possibility of a second season.
Yeah,
because I'm like, how much story can you tell in this slot? But then you get to the end of this and you go, okay, there's a little wiggle room there. I don't think you do much. I don't think you do much with Luke. I think you find a way to interact a little bit with other people, and maybe have him do another thing where he has to leave and go do another favor for what's his name, you know. So
well, I guess it would be kind of interesting to see maybe some more stories, because we do know that Ben does end up meeting Luke, not just from when he was little, but he obviously runs into him casually over time, because in A New Hope, Luke states, I wonder if he's talking about Ben Kenobi.
Old Ben Kenobi. Yeah.
So he's got to have some interaction as he grows up, not just this one time. However, you did notice something that I thought was really awesome that they threw it in there. What did Obi-Wan say to little 10-year-old Luke?
Oh, yeah. He goes, hello there. And I was like, yay! Right on, bro. Right on. Well, because people don't realize that it's a callback to the first episode 1, which is also, not episode 1, episode 2, but it's that which is also itself a callback to episode 4.
Yeah.
So, because that's how he saw him originally in the desert. He says hello there, and the whole thing. And so it's all, I like it. It all kind of,
It's all
sort of like a poem. It
all comes together.
And comes together.
Actually, speaking of spin-offs, I wonder if we can get something maybe with Roken.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because he said he's I'm just getting started. It does leave a lot of doors open for Star Wars to actually do more stuff.
So, and I think if you do that, you can. So a lot of people might argue, well, you got that with Rebels. Well, you got a specific group of characters with Rebels. I don't know that you. I think you're right. I think you can do something very cool with another character, and you could show the growth of the rebellion.
The growth of rebellion. The Jedi.
Quiet the underground
path.
The
Jedi path, yeah.
The Jedi underground
to see
railroad.
more and more, we'll never see all the Jedi, but
sure,
anymore. But at the same time, it's funny. I'd really like to see when we all know Yoda's in hiding on Dagobah. We already know that. But that'd be kind of cool if they kind of like popped in.
Well, so the thing with
I don't know if you could.
My feeling is if you do the Path series, which you could even call it that, the Path, and you have it focus on the characters who help with the Path, now you can easily drop in live action versions of characters from Rebels, live action other characters.
That's true, yeah.
People who used the Path. And now you have these characters who come in from all this stuff, who come in just for an episode or two. Cameo Ahsoka?
I was going to say, Ahsoka. That's
Ahsoka, you can have...
and we're getting an Ahsoka series, aren't
we? They're in production either now or they finished production even. But, yeah, man, you get all these... There's a ton of characters who could be brought in live action, and you can play with them that way. Yeah. Heck, you could even have the Mandalorian cross paths at some point.
Absolutely.
So, I'm not talking about where he's at in time.
Not the good guy.
Right, but I mean, whatever. There's a way to do what...
There's a lot of stories.
And if you're in the past, you could even do one where you could even do an entire season of the Path centered around the Mandalorian where the Empire goes and now what? And now the wreckage of the Mandalorians has to go somewhere. Yeah. So maybe the existing Path is like, we'll help get you guys out as much as we can and get you somewhere else. You know, maybe they're the ones who help them get away enough to start their little coverts the way they have them. And so
there's so much more.
There's stuff you can do there that I think is rife for storytelling. Heck, even books or comic books or whatever, or animated series. Not everything has to be necessarily the lead characters. Sometimes it's like Rebels did. It's secondary characters that dovetail into or go into. Anyways, it's a whole thing.
So let's talk about that. We already talked a little bit about the fight.
Yeah.
How about that scene from the sky? The shot from the sky where all you see is these two dark figures and like one red lightsaber, one blue lightsaber.
Oh, dude, the camera work is amazing.
Amazing. And that they did really good on it. Sorry. They did really good on that.
Yeah, I loved it. It's again, the practical lighting of the modern day lightsaber setup is so helpful. Because you sit here and now, instead of where the lightsabers were lit and you never saw any color, now you're seeing so much intense color from their lightsaber that you're like, man, it's great.
Yeah.
So it's, I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? It's good. It just is.
It's just good.
Yeah, it's really good. It is.
But that was, I think, one of my favorite scenes. So.
Yeah, man. I liked it. I really did.
What was your...
So know-it-all index for me was... What's yours? You go first. Because it's your fandom.
Yeah, 9.
Go for 9?
9, yeah.
Right on.
Maybe 9.5. I teeter.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so I still like the show very much. I think I think it took a long time to get here. I think we could have gotten elements we got in this last episode... the previous episode, the penultimate episode or something. I feel like waiting...
I came in really cautious on that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of leery at the moment. But all that being said, I'm gonna go 7 overall.
Oh, overall. What about for the episode? I didn't do my overall. My overall.
I'll go 8. I'll go 8. 8 for this episode. My overall for the series is 7.
My overall for the series is an 8.
Okay.
Because it brought me back.
Right.
I was nervous about because I was okay with last week, but this week they pulled it all together for me, and that's why I'll do an 8 for the series.
Right on, man.
Entertained. Lots of questions, that you have as you're watching the movie. Well, how did you know that?
Right.
All those things are starting to come together, and they would make sense. So.
Right on. Well, there you go. Now you know. And if knowing is half the battle, you are halfway to being a know-it-all yourself. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll see you next week. Never forget, everyone
loves to know it all.
Take care.